before I turn our next engaging panel discussion for you to enjoy, please allow me to introduce our moderator for today. Our topic for today is from consumer blame to ecosystem transformation, and we have our very own Nat, the editor of ESG, a monthly pullout within the Edge Malaysia. As many of you know, one of the leading financial weekly newspapers in our country. Now, she has been a journalist for over 5 years and has covered topics related to sustainable investments, ESG reporting, green technology, and the circular economy, amongst many other things. So can we please give a warm round of applause for Nat?
Very happy to be here. Thank you very much to the organizers. I would also love to, I have this honor of introducing our panelists here. Very excited to have this conversation. So we have Putri Tunku Nor, VP and Head of Community Investment at Bursa Malaysia. She'll be sharing with us a lot of really cool initiatives that Bursa Malaysia has been doing. And we also have Sabihah Saleh, Head of Greentech Academy at MGTC, which is an agency under the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability. And last but not least, we have Khor, I think everybody knows her at this point, co-founder and director of Zero Waste Malaysia. An NGO that has been a very key voice in raising awareness about zero waste lifestyles in Malaysia. So just to keep it short, this panel session, I think we really want to explore how we can work together with different stakeholders. On this panel itself, we have an NGO, government agency, from the private sector as well. And so I think, oftentimes when you talk about zero waste, in all my interviews and talking to people, there's always this blame game going on. Someone would say, the government has to do it lah. And then another person would say, the consumers have no awareness. So, how can we make this happen if everybody keeps blaming each other, right? So I think in this panel, we'll try and unpack that a little bit. So to start off with, wanted to throw away maybe a more personal question just to get us all into it. We are all also consumers, aside from our jobs, our daily jobs. So as a consumer yourself, how have you found it difficult or easy to adopt a zero waste or sustainable lifestyle? And kind of, if there was a wish list, what would you like? Yeah.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Nat, for the direct question. So my wish list is actually for everyone else not to waste a lot of food. So I see that we are so blessed with a lot of food, and I think that's where we can actually start. So personally at home, my kids are very scared when they can't finish their food, because I keep on drumming in them from very young how hard it is to actually have food on the table for other parts of the world. I mean, we are so blessed that we've never not have enough food. Our options is actually in abundance. It's not whether we will have food on our table at the end of the day. So that's my first wish list.
Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you, Nat, and hello everyone. Thanks for having me here. I have personal reflection actually on that. Just to share a bit of my experience, I traveled to India for a month, just self-reflection. So some of you might have going there like in the rural area. So when I went there, I stopped by the seller at the side of the road to buy a sugarcane juice. And when I saw that, I had I don't know, it touched me directly in my heart, because the seller was using a mechanical machine, this homemade mechanical machine, riding a bicycle, selling this sugarcane product. And he did a handmade from leaf, I don't know what leaf is that, it's not banana leaf, a cup. And me, like, I'm from Malaysian Green Technology Climate Change Corporation. Going there by aeroplane, riding around the rural area using a vehicle that have a fuel, definitely. And, this guy, this Pakcik has like it's ingrained in him, he's more sustainable than me when I give advocacy on this. So I feel so ashamed, and I was like, okay, I should do something. It's not just just a sweet talk, it's not lip service. It should be part of a culture. Definitely I was already very green, but I should be like greener and more sustainable. So yeah, it starts from us, and I think modernity comes with the price of environment. So I think we are all aware of that. So that's my personal reflection. Just be like Putri said, also in moderation. Eat food as what we can consume. Yeah, finish it and bring our own bottles and stuff like that. It's all start with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
What struck me the most when I realized that there is no trash when we throw trash away. There's no way when we throw trash away. Yeah, so when I was traveling to Pulau Kapas a few years back, I realized that what I have been observed around is that because there is no waste management facilities around the island, so most of the volunteers will need to pick up the trash, collect it, and then transfer it all the way from the island to the mainland for a proper waste management facilities. So that's struck me the most, that there's no way when we throw trash away. So it's very important, and also it's my personal wish that I hope that more and more of us actually can really aware of how can we avoid creating trash from the very first place by trying to figure out how to manage the waste after. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think we all have some kind of stories like this, right? For me personally, I used to volunteer a lot to do river cleanups, and from the amount of trash that we collected from just 1 hour, and I had leeches all over my body because I saw so much trash in the river and I was so angry. And it's just through experiences like this, I think we realize how much waste we create. But then the question, of course, I think the driving question for this panel will be, how can we change the system so that we can make it easy for consumers, including businesses, to do the right thing? And so I'll be posing a question to each panelist, and we're going to start with Puan Sabihah for MGTC. So in terms of the government has a big role to play in this, right? So how can the government enable this ecosystem for both consumers and businesses to make zero waste and sustainable living more accessible and easy? And you could share also initiatives that MGTC is doing.
Yeah, so we know government is actually the policy maker. So they set up policy rules for us to follow. And we at MGTC actually implementing some of the initiatives. Just a little bit background of MGTC. We started off as our role mostly on advisory and consultancy, assessing projects. So our role is quite back end. Nobody knows us before. We assess projects that can be, recognized as a green projects. Whether this is can be assessed or eligible for Greentech or Greentech fundings. All the schemes that has been introduced by the government. So only recently that the government says that MGTC, you should play a role in advocacy, public awareness and education. So now we emerge ourselves and be in the public eyes. So I'm happy with this new role of MGTC, because we don't want to be a back end anymore. We want to advocate our programs and tell you guys more about the initiative, because I think now the public awareness on green sustainability is getting higher. There's a growth of awareness on this from the public. So MGTC, what our role is more into helping out industry. As I said, the introduction before, because our role's more into a G2B. So we assist business in terms of sustainable consumption and production, providing a market, like a base market for them to promote their products in terms of green. We have a My Hijau program. My Hijau is like it's not a certification, but it's a recognition of green products that already been certified by a lot of eco labels in the world, including the Sirim Eco label. So those products, we help especially SMEs that have green products for them to register to our program like My Hijau program, for them to be able to access to our tax services and also Greentech funding, and also the green procurement, government green procurement. So only recently the government imposed a mandatory green purchase for all the governments, ministries and government sectors to purchase 8 products, mandatory 100% green products. So that's a big relief for all the My Hijau products, and also 50% purchase for the other 6 group of products. So that's actually something that we're happy to see, because then the My Hijau products can grow significantly if they actually register with us and government programs. And for MGTC also, we assist a lot in terms of low carbon cities and low carbon mobility programs. So as I said, maybe you cannot relate it to you if you are looking at the angle of public, but not really, because we provide a platform for industries to give access to you, to access to the green products and markets. So that's our role. I don't know whether that 5 minutes, is it like...
Yeah, no, I mean...
I can talk more, or...
Sure, we have other questions to follow up as well, so you could feel free to share.
All right, sure.
Yeah, but thank you for Sabihah.
Okay.
That's a very important point in that. I think to have a good ecosystem, having labels, certifications is a shortcut for both businesses and consumers to directly identify, okay, so this is a green product, something like that. So it opens up the market and makes it easier for consumers. So next, we'd love to throw the question to Putri. So Bursa, private sector companies also have a huge role to play in this, right? In terms of providing products and services for consumers, so that they can do the right thing, and to help other businesses do the right thing as well, because I think for Bursa Malaysia is a very different, very unique role to play. So yeah, we'd love to share some of the initiatives that you've been doing and some of the outcomes as well.
Okay, before I start, I know I'm supposed to be talking about Bursa Malaysia, and every organization has people that moves and make things happen for whatever mission and vision that we're supposed to do. Before I start explaining what we do at Bursa Malaysia, through Yayasan Bursa Malaysia, the foundation of Bursa Malaysia, I'd like to share with you a very prominent leadership in what this person is passionate about and what we now are infected with, this infectious disease of sustainability. Shall we just share the photo, please? Okay, so I just want to share with you, this is just, off the cuff that I suddenly decided to do, to surprise Sui as well. So you can see, right, from all that, the talk that has been happening today, we can see just one similar point. You need a good leader. You need someone that can infect you with this infectious disease that I'm calling sustainability, doing good, going well. So this picture was taken at a DEI, sort of a DEI training that I helped conduct with the help of Inoku, one of our grant recipient, Enable OKU. So Enable OKU trains PWDs for the work market, right? Or upskill them in something so that they are no longer dependent on the government, on like a charity case. So then we can give them like ownership of understanding their disability, but ability to sustain themselves, right? So then Wing Suyi, came with her bike, right? So then I was thinking, I've been wanting to do this, but of course it's too far. We have all these excuses. But Suyi has to show that she means what she feels and what she's passionate about. So at Bursa Malaysia, I keep on telling everyone, if we don't have the people, the right people with the right mindset to do things that we're supposed to do, because we need to do it. We are not like governed by processes or rules and regulations, sticks rather than carrots, or even like the carrot will be inside you to say that you need to do good. So at Bursa Malaysia, I'm not just saying because we're Bursa, we are the regulator, we are also a company, a public listed company, 1818 is our stock number, but it is now ingrained. We're supposed to ingrain ourselves with sustainability. So because I've already been sustaining myself in the concept from young, like no waste of water, no waste of food, actually because of economic purposes. It wasn't because, we need to be green, but it's because of economic, right? We don't have enough money, then we save. So save water, save food and everything. So at Bursa Malaysia, through the projects and programs that we do, we need to be working together. We cannot work in silo, hence the limited resources that Yayasan Bursa Malaysia has. So Bursa Malaysia has a lot of money, sure. But Yayasan Bursa Malaysia has very limited money. So in 2021, we commit ourselves 1% profit after tax to CSR. You can go and check how much is that. It's very little, I can tell you. But that does not stop us from doing good, hopefully with a lot of impact. So we work with like-minded NGOs, partners. We have our partners here, Aziata Foundation, where we work with on our project with Orang Asli, upskilling and sustaining themselves, their culture, planting bananas, pineapples, whatever that can make use of the resources that they have, make them feel ownership of the products that they are doing, then we can create the impact, larger impacts across the society, right? So for example, when Sabihah just now, she has really, really good support, and that's amazing, and that drives whatever that she's doing. Similar at Bursa Malaysia, first, you need to find your followers, right? Your people need to understand the same thing that you need to do. For example, so now we have our ReFood program. It's a waste management program where we have excess food, we donate to the people, communities. Then we have all our food waste and we turn them into compost and then donate it to the community gardens. Then we have shares to share, where we have all of us who are into stock market, we have odd lot shares, right? You know how hard it is to dispose those shares. So then we facilitate that through our shares to share program, where you can donate the shares, odd lots or board lots, to benefit the charities that we work with. Last but not least, I know my time is up. So we have an upcoming charity run, the only corporate charity run, where all the like-minded corporates will come on board together for a first time this year, 10/10, remember that date. It's a night run. We raise funds for climate action NGOs. So last year we raised 1.5 million, benefited 9 climate action NGOs, and they are doing great in all the sustainable projects that they're doing now. So I have more to talk about, but I know my time is very limited. So thanks a lot, Nat.
Thank you so much, Putri. I think very important points, right? To have good leaders within an organization, outside of an organization, walking the talk. And I think also having the company, having you there and your colleagues there to set up the systems to enable your colleagues to be able to have somewhere to put their food waste. Sometimes you want to do it and it's like, where do I do it? Where does it go, right? So having the systems and this leadership will transform the ecosystem within the company, and then hopefully spread out as well. Then finally, we have Sui to share from the NGO perspective as well. I think we are all very familiar that Zero Waste Malaysia has come up with a lot of valuable resources, and you work with businesses, you work with the public as well. So from your perspective, what are some of the initiatives that you think have had really good outcomes that you would like to share?
I think I will just, for the time's constraint, I will just list out one example. Because before that, before Green Wira program happened, we all, for Zero Waste Malaysia, we always have a lot of community activations. So one of the examples was 1 month, 30-day zero waste challenge to serve our community on how they can live a zero waste lifestyle on that particular month. Because we hope that by doing this challenge, we gather people who is interested in living a sustainable lifestyle to just have these connections with like-minded individuals. So throughout the process, hopefully they are able to build up the habits. So one of the example where we have a friend used to be strangers but now become a friend who just participated the 30-day zero waste challenge, I think 2 years back, and after that she was very, very inspired to continue to do more. So that's when she decided to actually run the refiller mobile services to serve her community. So her business is called Refiller Mobile. So I think there are a lot of different stories of impact where the community events that we have organized actually help to plant more seeds and inspire more people to become the change maker. So I think that's actually inspired me a lot. And same goes to Green Wira program where we empower the teachers, and right now we have already seen that the seeds has planted and it's also impacted so many students and also the community around the schools. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sui. I think we're seeing more and more layers. There's the community aspect as well before it goes down to the individual, right? So yeah, in interest of time, I'm going to ask the panelists one last question. And if we have time, we'll open up to Q&A. So Slido code is over there. So one last question for all panelists is that because we have representatives from government, NGO, private sector, so I wanted to ask each of you to give one wish list or something you would hope to see from another stakeholder. It could be from government, could be, if you want to throw it back to consumers, which is like all of us here and everybody down here, you could do that as well. So just one wish list like you hope to see from another stakeholder. Could be a collaboration, could be you hope that something would change, yeah.
I can start first. Okay. Yeah, since I think we have a few representatives from JP and Selangor, Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor. So the idea of the Green Wira program is also we hope to outreach more teachers to get them to participate on this program as well. So, but ultimate goal, because right now we are trying to empower teachers to build more zero waste schools, but also we would like to take these opportunities to see how we can work together to influence at the policy level. Because when we work with teachers, we realize that at schools there is canteen, and canteen is not directly under the school, but it's actually a sub-tender from the Ministry of Education. So that's why sometimes it's out of control for the school's teachers or the school headmaster to make a change at the canteen where most of the food waste has been produced and also some packaging waste. So that's why through this program we hope to build more model schools, and hopefully we are able to work together with Ministry of Education or even Jabatan Pendidikan Selangor on how we can make things faster at the policy level to come together to meet as the point. Yeah.
Thank you, Sui.
Yeah, and I fully support what Sui has mentioned because we need really it's a collective approach to tackle these sustainability matters because government will work on the policy, like we as agencies we work on implementing it with the help of various sectors, like maybe Putri, because she has a lot of money, so she can be the funder for some programs, and NGO like Sui can chip in with the experts and getting people together and work with the ministries of education from schools, universities, because the awareness should start from below. Just to share one experience I had, I think last month I was giving a talk with at the school in Kuantan with the presence of a lot of schools from around the East Coast area. So we had programs like a school eco program, and the questions that I received from students was really amazing, because when I was that age, I cannot really come up with that kind of questions. So they asked me a really good question. So I was like, wow, so even the kids at school level can ask this kind of questions with regards to sustainability, with regards to the future of the earth, climate change. So I was like, really, wow. So this kind of, we think that this is a small effort, but it's really working. And the kids are no better than even some of the adults. So yeah, so I think this kind of synergies should be, continue, and we should enhance more. So that's my take on that.
Thank you, Sabihah.
Hi, I agree with all that's been said by Sui and also Sabihah. But at the same time, again, I'm saying, somebody said do not have a lot of money. But because of that, I need to be creative in ensuring the impact is greater, even with limited resources. You utilize whatever you have within your means and cross-collaborate with any organizations that have the same mindset, same mission and vision of your organization, as well as what is in your heart. Do the right thing, right? So, for example, if I have a contact that does not work for me, for whatever Bursa is doing, you cross-collaborate, you connect them with the right people, because we don't have enough time, resources, of energy to just do everything ourselves. We need to collaborate at home with our relatives. Anywhere you can influence it. Even in your dreams, you'll be thinking about sustainability. So it will work, it will happen. Do not give up, because sometimes you will just crash and burn, and then you say, oh my God, I'm not going to go that way. No, don't forget that whatever is in your heart and in your gut, through your organization, you can make it work. Follow the processes, yes, but soldier on and bulldoze. It will work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Putri. So we do not, unfortunately, have time for questions, but if you do have questions, feel free to reach out after this to talk to everyone personally. I think from this panel, we have touched on a lot of things and quite some motivational stuff as well. Dream about sustainability, keep pushing it on. And I think each of us, we are all a stakeholder, whether or not we are a consumer, a mother, a child. There are many things that we can do, and I think it's worthwhile to think about what is it that we can push. Maybe just cycle to your events like Sui does, and I think instead of blaming every other stakeholder, I think we can think about what we can do to make things easier for others as well. So thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity to moderate as well, and I hope you all have a good rest of the day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Big round of applause for our fantastic panelists and our fantastic moderator. Thank you so much, Nat, for leading us through that insightful discussion. We've got a lot of great questions on the slide over there, and for our members of the media, we will be having a media session later at 12:30 where you can field those questions and get a lot more insights from Zero Waste Malaysia and our collaborators. For everyone else, as they've mentioned, we have lunch coming up later, so grab any of them if you have any questions, or if you would like to have a nice little chat about how we can bring this forward here in Malaysia. Now, the key message that we can take away from that is that collaboration is the solution to building a sustainable zero waste ecosystem, and we all have a role to play in this. You have boundless opportunity within you, and taking even the zero waste journey or the internal transformation that you can go through yourself gives you the opportunity to open the doors to so many other people within your circle of influence. So to wrap things up